What it is, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. So, it's a beautiful Wednesday afternoon, and I'm out here working on square body Chevy wrecker. So I'm finally putting the front of this thing back together. Fenders, inner fender well, radiator support. It's all new. It's all painted. This is actually painted. I painted this a satin black. My inner fender wells, battery tray, inner fender wells. Now, of course, the fenders do come black, which is that there. They call it an EP coating, and it's really does not hold moisture or anything from rusting. So if you don't put paint on top of that, let me show you what happens. I'll show you a set of fenders that I didn't put nothing on. And the sunlight will just eat that alive. So I did paint the insides of the fenders. I did paint the radiator support and the fender wells. But if you don't put any kind of paint on them, this is what they'll look like. Because I didn't put any paint on them, on these, I should say. And this is what will happen. They're not ruined, but I need to sand them down and need to put something on them. I did, however, paint all the jams and everything when I hung them fenders, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. When I put that truck, 2017 actually, is when I put that truck together, put it on the road. It is still tagged, it is still insured. We haven't driven it in forever, but it is what it is. So I'm just out here working in front of the shop because the shop is full. This van is done. I got a Ford on the lift. I'm doing some stuff too. That's actually one of my junkers. It's something I'm just going to send to the auction because it needs way too much work. Got a lot of rust, so we're going to make a couple repairs to the frame. I'm patching up the rocker panel and a rust hole in the door. Clean it up and off to the auction it goes. I'm not fooling with it. It's just not worth it. $190,000 V6. Got head gasket leaking. We're going to put some stuff in the radiator. We're going to send that thing to the auction. Bye-bye. Get rid of that piece of junk. So, we're in here working on this. I thought I'd take a couple minutes while taking a break. Been cussing for a few minutes. But my GM Chinesium fenders, look at that gap. That's terrible. But I got good lines here. I got a good line here, and I've got decent gaps there. I closed the hood. I got decent gaps there. You know, overall, it's pretty good. But for whatever reason, both sides got a crappy gap right here. This kind of is tight here, but then go down here, it's nice. So I'll just have to live with it. At the end of the day, this is not a show truck. It's a work truck. It's a tow truck. But this kind of is a little disappointing. Do better, China. Do better. If we're going to buy stuff from China, do better. But, you know, that's what we deal with. It was easier just to get 2 new fenders than to fool with the ones that were on it, because the other ones that were on it had rust on the inside that I didn't even know until I pulled the fenders to adjust the doors. Sorry. But here is a factory unmolested with factory rust. Imagine that. But look at our gap there. Nice and tight. Tight. Nice line there. And that's a raggedy truck. But it is what it is. We'll just have to live with it. Move on with life. With the hood closed, 60 mile an hour down the road, I'll never see it. So, just trying to get this thing back together so we can get some color on it in the next couple weeks. Because the rest of the truck is pretty decent. The bed's actually really decent on this truck. So I don't have a whole lot of work to do. I got to look at, I'm going to dig, looks like there's some body filler in here because it's got a bulge back here, which is not supposed to be there. So we're going to dig whatever that is out of there. But the rockers are nice on this truck. I already made a repair to a little spot in the floor, which is several videos back. So that's all done. This evening I'm going to go in the house. When I go in the house for the night, I'm going to order some pieces for it. I have all the weather stripping from around here and here, all brand new. I have all new weather stripping for here. I'm going to order a new carpet kit. I took this apart so I could make some repairs here, clean this up, and I'm going to change this column out. Somewheres in garage number 1 is a tilt column, so I'm going to put tilt wheel on this truck. But that's what I'm up to. I mean, I got my doors. That's about as good as you're going to get a square body Chevy. Look at that, like butter. And I shared quite a few weeks ago when I was working on this truck back in the winter what we did for some sound deadening. Stuck in the seat. Now this you can find over in your roofing section at your Lowe's or Home Depot. It's got a metal backing. It's got a tar on the other side, sticky. Peel the paper off, sound deadener. I found this trick on one of the groups on Facebook I'm on, one of the hot rod groups or rat rod groups or something. And I did the inside of the door. I'm going to do the floor, the back of the cab, and the other door, so that you can hear this door doesn't have a, this is a Chinesium door too, but sounds pretty solid. When I put my door panels on, I'm going to put insulation on the inside of the door panel. I'm probably going to use an under the hood style insulation with the shiny aluminum foily looking stuff. That's probably what I'll use for insulation in the doors. I'm just going to do it on the door panel, and that'll help make the doors sound a lot more of a thud instead of a tin can like this thing sounded. And that's partially because it is a Chinesium door. The door is decent. It's not the greatest. There's one little spot that I'm going to have to address. There was a spot on the inside that I already addressed. There was a little spot down here at the bottom. There was a little spot there that I fixed. And if you go back several videos, you'll see where I repaired the top of this rocker and this section of the floor. I repaired. It turned out really well. I fully welded it in, top and bottom, grinded it, cleaned it, and we used Master Coat silver rust preventative paint on the floor. We are going to coat the rest of the floor before we put carpet down. I'm holding off on doing the carpet until we paint these door jambs, get rid of this hideous tan. We're going to do, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do the door jambs all in a satin black. Real simple, something easy. That's why I did underneath the hood satin black, because the truck is going to go it's a dark jade flat green is what I'm going with. So this stuff's kind of pricey, the flat green. We'll need quite a bit to cover this thing. So I only want to do the out of the truck. At the end of the day, it's a tow truck and it's a work truck. Yes, we're going to kind of use it as a toy, and we're going to use it to go to car shows and dick around in. And I like going to these antique truck shows and stuff. So that's kind of why I want this truck. It's not terribly old, but it's new enough that it's not terrible to drive. And it's old enough that it'll fit in at the shows and it'll look decent. I'm going to paint the boom. I haven't decided on what color to paint the boom yet, but I'm going to take the boom all apart, clean it up, paint it. As far as the inside of the bed goes, we're just going to clean this up and just going to repaint this and the inside walls just a battleship gray or something. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to use this truck. I'm going to use it a little bit. So I want it to be, I don't want it to be perfect, but I do want it to be nice. But I want it to be easy enough to clean it up, touch it up if need be. So that's what's really going on the channel today. Just wanted to share a little something. See, we got a few new subscribers. So welcome to the channel. This is what kind of channel's about. I share tips, tricks, junk, which I have a lot of junk. That's actually my driver. It's my girlfriend's XJ van. This is another one of my tow trucks that we're going to be doing a lot of stuff on real soon, real soon. The motor's together right there on the stand. I'm going to put a fresh 350 in it. This truck does run and drive. This truck here. It does run and drive, but it smokes a little. So I picked up a motor and went through it, and it's going in. We're going to put the door glass is broken out, so we're going to put a new door glass in. I've already purchased new window, all the felts and everything for the window, new vent window, bunch of stuff. I've been buying stuff. A new gas tank, new sending unit. Been buying stuff a little at a time, you know. A couple pieces here, a couple pieces there. And, you know, it makes when you're doing a project, it makes the project go along a lot faster. That's why you'll see on the channel, I'll bounce around a little bit. You'll see that I work on something and then I'll bounce to a different project. It's because I've got my money kind of spread a little bit, but sometimes I'm waiting on parts to come in or some cash to order some parts. Like when I sell that Ford pickup, that money will probably go to 6 brand new tires for this truck. So if we do well at the auction with that turd, that'll pay for 6 brand new tires for this truck. 6 tires and a set of simulators. We're gonna put a set of chromium simulators on it, or stainless. So look, I'm gonna get back at it because it's starting to get a little bit of light going away. And I'm just working on outside of the shop because I got that junker on the lift, and then I got the other tow truck in the other bay. So, and the weather's beautiful, so I'm gonna get back at it. So look, holla at your boy. Keep it reals. Catch me on the next one.